Good evening, friends. Riculus here, reporting live for WBIGD TV with a hot story today. Today, 12 Volt Talk will go live with their 100th episode. That's almost as many episodes as Kip has fancy words, middler, schmedium, etc. Let's talk about the top 10 ridiculous things going on here. 1. They have 99 episodes and not one problem. 2. That Hi-Fi Vega guy just bought up all the retro stickers on eBay. With all the other shortages going on right now, this is not what we need. 3. This big dummy character confuses me with this Big D Wiz artist formerly known as Old School Stereo, Wheelie Williston, Williston Audio Labs. What the heck do we call him? Also, why won't he test my amp? 4. This mate, Craig down in Australia, has the coolest shop, best videos on YouTube, and less subscribers than Joe's VCR repair tutorials. Subscribe and watch his videos, people. They're the best. Give the guy a thumbs up. Watch his videos. Do it for Riculus. 5. Ed Lester from Spartan Innovations is one of the most creative cats I've ever seen with the coolest products. How does he still have anything in stock? I don't know. You need to check sparkedinnovations.com and find out. Buy some stuff. 6. Kip from Kicker has the best stage presence, shy of Riculus, of any associate marketing director I've ever seen. I'm not sure if this guy needs to be in the movies or if he needs to run for president 2024. Kip 2024! 7. Dean and Fernando from 5-Star Car Stereo produced so many videos, they actually got a call from YouTube asking them to chill a little. Can't we just ask the people who upload all the cat videos to chill? I mean, we need more car stereo. We don't need more cats. 8. I don't understand why it is so important to have a telephone connector on an amplifier. Who are you guys calling anyway?
You big dummy.
9. After all of these podcasts and readily available information out there, some of these manufacturers are still misleading customers with their power ratings.
21 gigawatts! What the hell is a gigawatt?
Sending them down the path of destruction. Do they think we're going to just let them get by with this? No siree. Riculus here on the scene. Number 10. There is no number 10. You didn't think this list was ridiculous? All right, folks, it's Wednesday night. Let's get on with the show. Welcome to 12 Volt Talk. Riculus out.
Whoa,
Bro, Vega.
How'd that guy get in here?
He took over the beginning of the show, but you know what? He did leave his jacket, so I was like, I gotta do it up tonight since this is episode 100. So I stole his jacket.
Me too. We didn't even discuss it. I was like, hey, Craig's gonna be on. He likes it when I wear a tie. I mean, got to do it.
We got to do it. Episode 100. We are triple digits.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
It's like 2 years worth of every Wednesday night. Awesome. Yeah, guys. I hope that intro segment was fun. Actually, the interesting part about it is I've been planning to do it for a while, but it was today, like right after work. Threw that together. Excuse me. Riculus threw it together. I had to edit it.
Yeah.
So
and it's weird that his jacket fits you so well.
Yeah, it does. I tell you what, but he tells me that hat is really tight and it's like an extra large. So he's got a big head too, unfortunately.
What would an extra large be in Kip speak?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him when he comes on. I'm sure he's got a word for it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Well, 100, man. 100.
It is insane to think about 100. It would have been really cool. I saw somebody posted in the comments that said, your intro should have been like pulling out some of your favorite clips or whatever of some of the previous videos. That would have been cool. We'll do that for maybe the 200th episode.
Yeah.
But we've definitely had some really cool episodes, and we had a lot of cool ones. Mainly, I think Rob would agree, our favorite ones are the ones we have guests on. Yeah. But we've had a few without guests that we've still had fun. The ones we talked about, the cheap amps, and we had some good discussions about that.
Yeah, sometimes I fire off at the mouth. It happens from time to time, and sometimes it's funny, and sometimes it's just awkward.
Yeah, well, it's all in good fun. I mean, we're here just chilling and having a good time, and you guys in the chat make this much better. So we appreciate you guys always being here and hanging out with us. It's lots of fun. So we just so you guys understand what's going on tonight, we do have a few people that we're planning on bringing on the episode to kind of just talk to. It's not really we're wanting them to congratulate us. It's more or less just wanting to chat and see what's up. We've had a lot of previous guests, and we were able to invite a few of them to come back on. So tonight we're just going to kind of go over with a few of our previous guests and find out what's going on with them. I mean, you probably know what's going on with at least one of them because you see them once a week, but some of the other guys we haven't seen quite as much. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, man, we had to pick, we had to narrow it down. We've had so many favorite guests, but I figured we'd pick, a couple guests each that we really liked. And if I'm to say it, my number one favorite person on the show is Big D Wiz. We've done 100 episodes. I'm fixing the dote on Big D Wiz now, so get ready. But he's not called Big D Wiz, just call him Derek. Don't call it a comeback. But Derek has he's like helped me in YouTube so much, been a mentor, done the 12E talk. Not only that, but he's the greatest friend I can imagine. He listens to me gripe about all types of stuff. And you have a good friend whenever they tell you the stuff that you need to hear, but you might not want to hear. That's how you know you got a good friend. And Derek is always there to keep me on the straight and narrow. So I appreciate it.
Wow, man, that was deep. Yeah, I mean, obviously you and I, we met several years ago, and man, the only thing that I dislike about our friendship is we don't live closer, right? We can't hang out. It has to be virtual. It has to be Facebook. But I'm the same way. I mean, I run Ideas by Rob. We share things like every day, stuff that we're working on and stuff. And I mean, you help keep me going too. So obviously we both run into snags. We run into tough times with YouTube and with family stuff. And it's just like, Rob's always there. So dude, I greatly appreciate you being there too, because you're one of my best friends, and you're just a stand-up dude, and I'm glad that I met you.
Yeah, me too. And people have heard it before. The night that we kind of had a Step Brothers moment. So in the scene in Step Brothers when he's like, "Did we just become best friends?" That night was the hotel room where we started talking about BMX. We were waking up ungodly hour, like 5 a.m, and I think we stayed up to 3 o'clock in the morning talking about BMX. So
yeah, it's unusual that you run across somebody that has so many like so many of the things that you like, and just have so many things in common. But yeah, it's I do appreciate you mentioned that, Rob, because I feel the same. It was great that you brought that up, and I don't want to throw like the money stuff up here and as a meaningful anything. Obviously we do appreciate you guys for chipping in. We greatly appreciate this, so I don't want to minimize that, but I didn't want to kind of muddy for what we were talking about. But
yeah,
David, thank you so much. Appreciate the $20, and yeah, 200 episodes right around the corner. Scott Power Hog, thank you, sir. Jesse also $10. Thank you, Jesse. Jesse's a great admin to our old school SPL challenge, and he's helping us out, and he won a pizza from Kicker not long ago. So
yeah,
Jesse's all up in there. And Thomas is the thumbs up ninja, right? So
yes.
Whenever you're on the Kicker stream, whenever you're on this stream, whenever you're on any stream that Thomas is there, he's going to tell everybody, remind you that you need to smash that thumbs up. So thanks, Thomas, for engaging with us and our audience and everything else. And who's this guy? Somebody even made fun of him earlier, and he's still chipping in $20. Thank you, Kip. Yeah, we appreciate
one
that.
More, Mr. Gene Nava.
Gene Nava.
He's been around for the long, I think since maybe episode 1.
Wow, that is insane. It looks like another one just came in that's not showing up. Oh, Deviant.
Oh, yo.
Deviant got a
No, Deviant is
Deviant. That's right. Deviant got a shout out from Kip last night, saying they were gonna knit him a sweater for his beardy. So
there you go.
El Fuego
El
up in the
Fuego,
house. You
the
guys are just
flame.
far too kind tonight. We do appreciate it. We don't do this for the money. We do this to hang out, but this helps us out. We do have to pay for the hosting of the podcast and the website domain that we buy and all that other stuff. So, I mean, there are some expenses that we have here, and you guys chipping in definitely helps. And sometimes we just like a fat burger.
Yeah, I mean, I can always go for a burger. If it's a good burger, I can eat a burger every single day of the week as long as it's a good burger.
Oh, every day. I don't know if I could do
Every
every
day.
day.
I could do it every day.
Just got to be a different flavor every day, or
Yeah, our buddy JDR, who one-time guest, we came down. We ate at this place called Patrick's Burgers, and let me tell you, man, they are fire. They beat Five Guys.
Oh, well, I done told you, Big D can whip up a burger.
Oh,
I've got
hey.
the secret recipe, and I will share it with you. And what we'll do is we'll create a YouTube video from it so that I can write off the meat. That didn't sound right. Right off the ground beef.
And we will be doing a meetup soon with just us. We're going to be
Yeah,
hanging out.
yeah,
I'm
we're
going to
gonna
make a
hang
trip
out.
down.
That'll be fun. That's good times.
Yeah.
But you guys are awesome. They keep trickling in. Tron. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
And Art. You guys are
Appreciate
awesome.
it. So, do you have any favorite moments over the past 100 that just pop out at you? We didn't discuss this, but
Yeah, wow, you put me on the spot. So many fun. I tell you what. Okay, so I think the thing that surprised me the most recently was when Rob gave us the rights to use his podcast.
oh, that was nice. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a complete shock. I had no idea that we were going to be able to use the Tech and Auto files. So we literally just asked him about it. We're like, hey man, we see that you don't post these and they're not hosted anywhere and we can't see them. And I thought he was just going to like maybe give us the files or whatever, but he's like, nope, you guys take them, upload them, share them, do whatever you want to. That was like, wow. Cause I know the time and effort it takes to create these and all the prep work that he did for all those shows. For him to just hand those over, that was a supreme shocker for me. What about you?
We got to have Rob back on. He's such a cool dude, and he's done so much in his career in car audio that we could talk to him for 10 more hours, I'm assuming. I would say, honestly, my favorite episodes are the ones that we've had with our very close friends. Recently, Sean K. We've been trying to get Sean on forever, and he is such a wealth of knowledge. And we love hanging out with Sean. It's always a good time pulling shenanigans. And the JDR episodes, the JDR stories. If you guys know JDR, you know that he has got some stories, and he's very good at telling them. So those are my two favorite episodes over the whole 100 span that we've had.
Yeah, it's tough to narrow down. Like, I did the most shocking moment. I think maybe the most starstruck one for me would be the Wayne Harris one, because, I'm an old school Rockford fan, and, all the stuff that he did way back in the day in Rockford, to me, that was just like, talking to the guy who owns the candy store and figuring out how they make all the candy and, how much they sell and all that. So to me, that one was awesome. And he was super cool. He gave away a lot of the magazines that he had and stuff. He just told people to send him a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Did you get any? I didn't even think to do it.
I didn't think about it because
we're the worst. We are the worst, dude. We never plan. We're like, we have all these great ideas, and it's like we just don't do it.
Yeah, I should have got one or a couple. He probably still has some left, because who knows? He act like he had a whole bunch. We can check in with him. But
so there's a bet going on whether I have pants on or not. I'm just gonna stand up so you guys can see. Let's show how the sausage is made.
Close your eyes. Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Mark is right.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
I would stand up or I would stretch my leg, but I'm too old. What you guys think I have shorts on too? Is there any bets? Do I have shorts?
No, you don't want to bet.
Pants?
You do not want to bet against Derek. We've learned this in the 100 episodes we've had. My man's got jeans on. He ain't playing today.
I'm like preppy man today.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll give a shout out to who makes these jeans? Wrangler.
Oh.
These are the kind that are I hate to say
the stretch kind or whatever.
They are stretchy, but not the form fitting ones. These are the loose fit stretchy.
Yeah.
Dude, these are so comfortable. I sleep in these at night because they are to me more comfortable than sweatpants. Because they stretch as you move. I'm serious. They're like $15 at Wally World.
Yeah. Hey,
use my affiliate link.
I don't care how much something costs. I just care how comfortable it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wrangler, hit me up.
I do care if it costs if they cost like $70 a pair. Then I care. But in that affordable price range.
Yeah, I found these a few years ago, and that's all I buy. Every time I go back, I buy them, and I buy them off their website too. But I would highly recommend them. They are the most comfortable jeans I've ever worn. So I'll leave a link in the affiliate link.
If Fuego said it, those boxers are real shorts, and then Shane comes in with he's trying not to find out.
Yeah, let's don't go too far down that road. I think we've gone far enough. Well, Rob, man, we've hit the 8:15 mark, and we kind of had our show planned on breaking it up in segments. So we've got one of our, let's see, Kip has probably been on here almost as much as anybody else. I think Ed and probably Craig from Old School Car Stereo down in Australia have been on here several times also. But Kip was gracious enough, even though they just had a show last night, to join us here. And so I don't see that they've moved the camera yet. But Kip, if you guys, there he is. All right, I'm going to bring you in, Kip. Here we go.
All right.
Hey.
Hey, Kip.
Good evening, everyone. It's Kip, your host for Kicker Unmasked Live Weekly, joining you on the 100th episode of 12 Volt Talk. Huge shout out to Big D and Robert Hi-Fi Vega. We are honored to be part of the show. We're glad to be on board and can't congratulate you enough. Waiting for the next 100. How you doing, gents?
Oh, man. Can we afford Kip as a hype man?
I don't know.
Kip would be the best hype man ever.
He would. We need to hire him for like all of our intros.
You do know, people ask us questions here because the first 2 or 3 shows we did, people are actually commenting in the feed, man, this guy is good at reading a script. There's no way he's doing this off the cuff, blah, blah, blah. And what you all need to understand is when we do our shows, my idea of a script meeting is dinner, and then I just roll. So there's no plan.
They've obviously never been around the campfire with Kip because let me tell you, that's a good time.
Yep.
You know, mutually respect there. That was one of the best times I've had in a long time, and I appreciated that. But in all sincerity, congratulations, guys. I mean, hitting 100. We just crossed the 19 mark, and we're coming up on 20. And I don't know where the time goes. We look at 20 episodes, and we don't know where it happened. And I look at what you guys have accomplished, and at 100 episodes, and genuinely, I'm looking forward to the next 100 from you guys. But, man, you guys, we strive. If our production quality here can at least match what you guys do on a weekly basis, I know we're doing a good job.
Oh, man, you guys are killing us. We're
you
envious
guys
of the
got
kicker
it, man.
stage. Yeah.
I'm so impressed with how your show's progressed in such a little time as far as the quality of everything. And I mean, you're using the old conference room there, and you've got cars and motorcycles and everything else in there. So I don't think it's ever going back to the conference room, I guess, huh, Kip?
Well, it's funny you say that. We actually have a meeting scheduled for April 5th with Steve and Jay, basically management. And I think it's the beginning of that conversation of where we're going to move the studio to, because we're figuring probably, at least we're hoping, the way things are looking, probably mid-year we'll be able to start having company meetings again and things like that. And Ernie and I, we're on the same page. I mean, Ernie's actually behind the scenes running the switcher and making sure audio is good tonight, so props for Ernie to hang with me tonight. But Ernie and I just keep telling him, possession is 9/10 of the law. We have a studio. You need a conference room.
Remember that that free get out of jail card you have, Kip?
Yeah.
This may be testing if you use that word.
Well, I think he'll be okay as long as he doesn't try to rent them a little section of the studio as their conference room.
Set them up a couple chairs over in the corner. There you go.
Yeah,
you guys
go.
can sit over
A
there.
couple kicker stools like I got here.
Well, one can sit on the motorcycle. A couple can sit in the car behind you. You know, hey, before long, everybody's got a seat.
It'll be funny. Obviously, the show has taken off and done a lot better than any of us ever expected. It's created quite a following. A lot of people who follow a lot of the 12-volt material that's available on YouTube, it's obvious you're all diehards. You're into car audio and other things that are centric around audio because, of course, we don't talk just car audio or kicker car audio in every show. We cover other topics, and it's a good time. And you talked about having me on your show. Whenever we get either of you on our show, we love that because you guys are fun, you're knowledgeable, and people love tuning in, watching the show with you guys. So, just as much back to you. I mean, we're just trying to be. Someday we'll be a big D, but we're not there yet.
Well, all I can say is, just the amount of material you guys are putting out and the knowledge. Like some of the episodes, you start off, you're not really sure how deep you guys are going to go, but like the ones with the enclosures, the ones with the RTAs, all this, I mean, you really, really get deep. And the funny thing is, I learn. It's like every episode, I learn something from you guys' show. And I have a blast, too, with the chat room, just like here. I mean, the guys are, like you said, they're pretty much the same guys here that are on yours, that are on Dean's, and that are on Rob's other podcasts. But these guys are hardcore. But I think it's not to minimize the fact that you guys are putting together a lot of material that benefits not only Kicker, but it benefits the industry and it educates the consumer. So this is not, 100% a Kicker sales pitch. When you guys do these shows, you're really doing a benefit to everybody who watches. So that's the part I've mentioned this before on your show, I'm sure, and I'll keep saying it, but that's the part to me that's really impressive because you guys understand, it's obvious all the way from the top that it's understood that you keep the people happy, you keep the industry happy, and then good things just work out and they happen. So that's the part that you guys have figured out, and I wish some of the other people would figure out, but hats off. I mean, my hat's on, but hats off to you guys.
I've learned that the older I get, the smarter my dad becomes, and even my grandparents. It's amazing. As I age, they become smarter and smarter. Mine are gone. My father and my grandparents are gone. But the things they said to me as a child and a teenager that I remember, it's like I'll have a moment where I'm like, that's an aha. Oh, that's why grandfather said that, or that's why my dad said that. And so some of the people that I'm still learning from here in the company, who we report to, and of course they have more wisdom than I do. And, they have a phrase here, and it's, good things happen to good people. And if you just treat people the way you want to be treated, you treat them like a human being, you care and you respect, you have empathy, you have sympathy. We're here to solve problems. We're here to sell product. We want you to use our products when it fits and it makes sense. But at the end of the day, we know you're not doing just business with a brand because of the product. You're doing business with a brand because of the people that you have to deal with before the sale, during, and if you have a problem afterwards. And it kind of tends to be a little uncomfortable topic, but I'm perfectly open to talking about it. There are multiple guys in the feed. They had issues with a kicker product. RVH, I'll call him out, the notorious RVH, and it was a setup issue. But he did a video, and he said it multiple times in our feed. He couldn't believe how easy it was to work with us as a company and get his problem resolved. When in the end, he realized it really wasn't a problem with the product. It was all in setup and application. But that's who we are as a company. And as you say, Derek, it is from the top down. And we're blessed to have the people we work with and be able to learn and grow. And I'm honored, as well as Ernie and the other guys that join us every Tuesday night, that we get to do this. And yeah, we're going to tell you about the new Kicker products, the brand new ones that are coming. You're going to find out about them on our show first. But we also want to touch on the topics, crossovers and box design. And between myself and John Myers, who you've seen him on the show, and then literally we can walk downstairs and we have a complete host of engineers that we can ask if it's something that we really think we don't understand or it's a new topic. We have the people we can go ask, and we're versed enough that we can understand it and then explain it back to the real world. We want to be that wealth of knowledge and go. So, whether it's just touching the surface or diving deep, we're qualified. And I'm not saying that. I've learned that there's 3 C's in life. There's cocky, there's conceited, and there's confident. And I always want to come across as confident. And I'm confident that we can touch any subject you want. And if we reach a point that I bottom out or John would bottom out, we've got people we can go ask. And that's where you have to be confident enough to say, I don't know, but I'll get back to you.
Yeah, and this is the whole reason we love Kicker, because when we started this podcast, it wasn't about, we're going to get famous from podcasts. It was about bringing the community together because, Derek and I talked, we had a lot of car audio channels that were all in their own silos. There wasn't a lot of cross-pollination or collabs against them or amongst them. And we wanted to bring the community together, and I think we've done that well. And it's nice to see Kickers in the mix. We got to meet you guys. We know you're good people, just by the way you act online, by the way you act in person. And we basically have the same motto: be good to people. Just be good and be a good person, and good things will happen.
Product breaks, people take care of it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt. So Rob and I got to visit Kicker. It's been a couple of years ago now, or almost a couple of years. I think this October will be 2 years. But the best way I describe it, and I think I said it in the video that I made, is I remember Kicker from way back, the gold letter subs and all that stuff back when the full range boxes and all that. I mean, I was always a fan. And to me, walking into a Kicker, I was hoping that I wouldn't have the same experience as walking into another company that I walked into years ago, that I had very high hopes and walked in and I kind of left like, oh, wow, that was a really disappointment. Never meet your idols because you'll be disappointed. But all I can say, and I think Rob would back me up here, is once we visited the facility and got to talk with all the people there at Kicker, it was like, I went in as a fan, I left as a fanatic, because I'm like, wow, if I lived anywhere near here, I would drive 2 hours to work here every day. So, everybody there was very enthusiastic. They were, just, you could tell they just love their jobs, and I'm jealous. And Kip's going to say, he's getting ready to say it. You know what he's going to say, Rob?
What?
He's going to say,
Schmedium.
Pretty much every day doesn't. No. What do you say, Kip? Say it. I can't remember the exact statement.
Most days don't suck.
There you go. In other words, I love every day.
Can we get somebody in the audience to write down all these Kipisms? We need to know. Kip has so many sayings. We need them all written down, and then when he says them, we can have some kind of bingo game or drinking game or something.
Well, let me add to if we're going to start the list, someone chimed in and said what I call a double X or an extra large or something like that. Okay, I would probably call that ginormous.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've heard that before, yeah.
All right, yeah.
I can't say it's patented by me, but ginormous.
We love it. Well, Kip,
As I'm listening to you through my Midler wearing my Schmedium.
Yeah.
Well, we greatly appreciate everything that you're doing here, have done, and will continue to do, and we enjoy being a part of what you guys are doing, and like you having you here as well. So we look forward to the future of where this goes, because I always see it, going up to the moon, and I'm just excited to be on the ride.
Well, humbled and honored would be what I would say, not just for myself, but everywhere here at Kicker. The production we put on, the people who tune in and watch, man, God bless you. We hope you get something good out of it on every show. But we're just a couple hundred people here in Oklahoma doing what we love and we're passionate about it, which is designing audio products that give you chicken skin. And when you see someone else smile because they experienced something you've had a hand in designing, sometimes that's worth more than a paycheck.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you and Ernie sticking around tonight, after your dinner and coming to hang with us and wishing us a good 100. And we're looking forward to you guys bringing out more content as well. So we'll let you go for tonight, and we're going to bring on our next guest. Thanks again, Kip and Ernie. You guys have a great evening. Thanks to Kicker for letting you guys join us.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, and we have another guest in the green room.
Yeah. Let me
We're going to bring you in, Mr. Green Room. Who's this guy?
Hey.
What? What's going on, Dean?
How's it going, guys?
We're just having fun here, man. I mean, we're talking to the same guys we talk to all the time, but you guys are like our biggest fans.
Biggest fans.
Oh yeah. Yes, Dean. Can you tell us all the best things about 12V Talk, please, while you're on here for your 15 minutes? Go.
The hour after it ends.
Yeah,
Time ever.
that's the good stuff, right?
That's usually when I'm tuning in.
Yeah.
It's like, are they done talking about the serious stuff? Okay, let's talk. Yeah, okay.
We couldn't have this 100th episode without having Dean on, because first of all, car audio, cameras, movies, and food. This is all things we all three love. And Dean also has a twisted sense of humor, just like me. So
not a clue. No, not at all. I will say I was running tonight. My phone beeped, and I'm like, oh, I wonder what that was. So I kept going. I walk in the door, and I'm like, "You're on at 8:30." I go, "Is that your time or mine?" I got 15 minutes.
Yeah, I tried to use UTC and everything else in the email I sent out, because I'm like, we got people from all over the world joining us hopefully tonight. So
yeah, there was an email. I didn't read it.
Yeah, I figured you didn't. That's why I was like, I better send him. That's what, when you see me looking at my phone earlier, I was like, I better send Dean a message. He might have seen the email.
Yeah, dude, I'm so behind on, like, oh man, I looked at my phone. I was like, 54 emails. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah. We may be shy one guest tonight because I didn't contact him outside of email. So,
no,
whoopsie.
You cut the show short and go on.
Yeah, no. So Dean, we obviously Rob does a lot more than I do with the live streaming during the week, but you work, and we talked about this before, but you work all day, working on installations, and you shoot videos, and you get home, and I don't even know, you like run, and you might eat like a bowl of cereal or something, and then you jump on the computer and you edit, and it's like, how do you keep going with this at this rate and the amount of content you put out? I don't know if you saw the intro segment. You didn't, because you were running.
No, I was running.
I played it at the very end so you can see it again. But Mr. Riculus gave a comment about YouTube calling you guys and telling you, hey, you're uploading too much content. We don't have enough cat room for the cat videos.
Yeah.
So I mean, how do you do as much as you do? It's unthinkable.
I mean, I have a schedule, so you have to stick to the schedule. As long as you don't deviate from that group, everything kind of works out, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I get this question asked a lot of me from, some of the other industry people that I know, and they're like, dude, how do you do this every day? I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's like,
but see, I don't even know if a lot of people understand what it takes to do, the amount of content you do, because I see your editing, and I know that you're not just like throwing the clips in there. You're taking care of business. Yeah. You got multiple cameras. You got, I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, we're talking many hours.
Well, like last week was what I call a crash. So I set myself up so that I could edit a bunch of videos one night. So I stayed up to like 4 a.m. and just like 2 nights in a row and got these videos edited. Because the last 3 days of the week are the edited shows. And the other ones are just like the Instagram show. When we do that takes about 45 minutes to an hour. over the course of 3 hours, because it's a 6 to 7 gigabyte show. So you know how much fun that is to move around. And then like the rebroadcast, which is Monday night. Monday nights are just getting caught up with, okay, what are we going to do for next Monday night? Unless it's like something like the Schneider cut came out, in which case it's like, oh, I got to watch this.
Oh, dude, did you already watch it?
Yes.
Dang it, dude. I didn't watch it this weekend because I thought you were going to watch it.
I wasn't going to watch it, but I sat down Monday night and I had this big plan of stuff I was going to do. And I said, all right, I'll just put something on while I'm eating. And I watched The Falcon Winter Soldier. And I was like, So 3 a.m, I'm going out to finish the video edit.
Me watch
I watched Snyder Cut. Oh man, dude, it was totally worth it.
I'm watching it this weekend because we definitely have to talk about it.
Well, I was planning on watching it this weekend because I just put the new audio control receiver in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't had a chance to tune it yet or do its auto setup and all that stuff. So I was like, I'll just wait till this weekend because then it'll sound good. And then I was like, I just can't wait. I can't wait. So, but anyways, like last week I set it up so that I could actually, I have, as you guys know, with taxes, got to get those taxes done. Because for me, the whole YouTube thing is a company. So that's all Smash Force Productions. It has a payroll. We have, Fernando is on the payroll. Haley's on the payroll. Everyone's on the payroll but me. And there's quarterly taxes and earning. It's full of business. So getting all that ready to go into the accountant was like, I got to do this. So last week I set that aside. But then last week it turned out it was like, hey, can you be on the Kicker Show? Yeah, sure. I'll be on the Kicker Show. And then the next day it was like, hey, it's your mom's birthday. And I was like, oh, crap. Forgot about that. So I had, do something with mom. And then Thursday was this show. And then Friday, it was like, so, just snowballs into like, but most weeks it's pretty normal. It's like, get up in the morning, go work all day, film or not film, depending on how busy the schedule is. And let me tell you what, right now is insanely busy for car audio. Like the amount of, it's just, we're booked 2 months out. So I mean, it's every day, day after day, no break, Groundhog Day, go. It's an insanity. And it's just F-150 after Jeep after F-150 after Jeep after F-150. But so you do that, you come home, I go for a run. That's just to clear my head and get, so then it's eat dinner, sit down, hopefully maybe talk to the girls for 5 minutes and then edit. And then it's, what, and then that's it, and then it's the next thing it's either 2 a.m. or midnight or 1 or whatever the hell it is, and you just go to bed.
Yeah, I can't fathom keeping up with that pace as long as you have. I mean, it's obvious that you enjoy, what you do. Because,
well, I mean, we've been, yeah. I don't know anymore. It's like I don't even know anymore. It's just it's
autopilot.
Like, yeah. I mean, we just keep trying to do it, and then it's like then we keep trying to make things harder. So like the Monday show, we revamped that. Because it's like, okay, so that was just getting boring because I mean, you guys are on 100. We've been doing that for 7 years now, so that's 7 years Monday night. So I don't even honestly know how many episodes there are for that. We don't even count anymore because it's like, who cares? It just keeps going. But to hit 100 is a lot of work. There's a lot of years and time, and there's 52 weeks in a year, so there's at least 2.5 years of doing this show. And it's like 52 weeks of something to talk about. It's not easy. I mean, we get questions, so that makes it fun, but it's still a hell of an accomplishment to get to that far. But as I was saying, yeah, we decided to make that show even more drawn out. And it's like, with now it's like the definition or tech tip or whatever it is we're doing. I haven't even come up with a name for it.
You guys are killing it on the new format. You guys are throwing some bangers in there. You've already covered crossovers, how offset,
DC offset,
and what gain overlaps. Yeah, you hit some bangers in there.
Well, what we wanted to do was take the real basic stuff that we just throw out there as common sense. Like everyone should know. Everyone talks about DC offset like it's just everyone understands it. Everyone talks about 12 dB per octave crossover slopes like everybody understands it. And the reality of it is it's like, no, you probably don't. And that's okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. If someone says do this and you do it and it works, well, then finding out the reason for it isn't necessarily the most important thing. However, it's nice to know, if you're having a conversation with somebody and it's like they tell you something and you're like, oh, that's why. You just run with that. Now you've done something forever and ever and ever. And like now you understand it. It's like, so the plan is to just go through basic terms that pop up in our everyday world and explain them in a way that this is what makes sense. The thing is though, it's like we're trying to pick terms that are like Legos in the sense, but the little one Lego, just that has the one little head.
Yeah.
The one you step on and that's what we're trying to do is just take that one little Lego. And then if you take two of those, like if you took biamped crossovers and you almost apply, and then we talked about slope, and you're like, okay, so there's more pieces of the puzzle there. And it's like, and then we're talking about lowering at 6 dB with the crossover point. And then we were talking about DC offset. I'm sorry, not DC offset. We haven't talked about that yet. Soon. But then you talk about gain overlap with negative 5 dBs, and that's a plus 5 dB gain if you're going negative dB. And it's like, so this picture can start to form that all these little pieces that if you take them and you pay attention, you can start to put the Legos together and understand the bigger picture of what's actually happening here. And I and I'm not going to take credit for this. This was a friend of ours that I dated, Mark Rutledge. He calls me up and he says, I'm tired of listening to your show. It's the same 10 questions every week. And I was like, I'm tired of doing my show because it's the same 10 questions every week. And I was like, all right, well, then we need to steer this show in a different direction. And so the two segments, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, and it just kind of bookends that and gives us enough time to where we're like, we want to go, because we figure the first 10 minutes is just doing what you do, and then we can take it into a definition, and if there's questions then we can move on, and there's plenty of room to get in the what speaker should I buy question.
Yeah, and the best part is when something's a piece of crap, Dean says it's a piece of crap. I've been known to do that myself when Derek shows me a flip out Sony CD player that holds an iPhone in there. Like, that's gonna be a piece. It just come out, but I already know it's gonna be a piece of crap.
Yeah, we had one of those. I don't even know if we ever sold that. God, what a dumb idea.
I should have screenshotted Rob's response when I sent him that. I was like, "Hey man, here's a head unit for you." He's like, "Dude,
did you remember?
I thought we got it live.
Do you remember the one you could actually put the iPod in? Yeah,
was that one like that, or was
no, there was one. The Sony one was the shelf, which just seemed like a terrible idea. But then there was the one where you could open the door, plug it in, and tuck the whole iPod into, and it was like,
oh, sweet. They found a spot for the tape holder with it. They put a 30-pin plug in there. And
yes, that was totally it. It's the ultimate tape. I mean, because back then the iPod pretty much sounded like a tape, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it was the bomb diggity.
It was the device to put all your Napster music on.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But going back to your video topics, Dean, I think a lot of us may have overlooked the things like the simple stuff before. And I don't know, but Rob, he created that video about how to create a subwoofer box, right? Because I told him, like, Rob, you can do this. You're real good with woodworking and everything. Do the subwoofer box video. That one pretty much became his best video, right, Rob? The one with the build the subwoofer box. And then I've seen people do stuff like very simple, just basic, how to choose the subwoofer size, how to install an amplifier. There's a lot of videos that just very basic stuff that we kind of think of it as really, you don't know how to do that, but we shouldn't do that. We should really give people the benefit of the doubt. And that's where, the general audience wants to see it. And the general audience may be the ones that don't watch us because, that's too technical, or they're assuming I know things I don't really know. And we're just missing out. So I think it's great to be doing more of the general content.
Well, I mean, any video we do, we try to explain everything that we're doing. Like any time we do an install diaries, there's always, we're going to take you on this journey through this install we're doing, and we're going to try to explain as much of this as we can, why we're doing what we're doing, what this is going to do. You know, and some, you don't do it in every video because it just becomes repetitive. So you try to pick and choose like what video you're going to spend the time on. Okay, this is why we're doing sound treatment, or this is why we're not doing sound treatment, or this is why this radio should be replaced or which shouldn't be replaced, or, you know, so you always try to cover those aspects of it just so that people understand what you're doing. You know, I've always taken it from the point of view that I do this for a living. I have 30 years of cutting my hands in a car to put stereo in it. There's probably not that many people left on the planet that have 30 years of car audio experience. You could probably put them all in a room now. But that's not to say that there aren't young guys that don't know what the hell they're doing. There's plenty of young guys that are coming up that are way smarter than me. But you know, I'm not an accountant. I'm not a doctor. I'm not whatever you are doing. So therefore, I'm going to try to take this to a level that if you're just doing this for the first time, or you kind of know what you're doing, then all right, let's take this to the next level so you can understand why we're doing it the way we're doing it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, you know, because there's always that one guy who goes, you didn't mention this. And it's like, okay, it's like, I'm sorry. I was literally just doing this. We're not scripted. Okay. I'm just going through the motions here and trying to tell you why I'm doing it.
I will tell you, and I've told you this before, Nando actually had my wife rolling, because usually here's what happens. I watch a lot of YouTube on the living room TV, just through the Apple TV. And she's like, okay, you're watching your nonsense. I'm getting on my phone, and she's going to watch her nonsense on TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's bust up laughing. And I thought it was her TikTok. She's looking at the thing, and I was like, what's so funny? He's like, well, he said, you know what I need for this install? Nando was looking up at the lid of that. He's like, a ladder. And it just broke her. She's busted out laughing.
Okay, so back to the edit. When that part came up, I hadn't seen it because that was on his camera. And I saw that, and I was like, man, this is the perfect opening for this show, because it's just so what he would say, you know. The thing with him is he has to be in the mood, you know. He has to be in the mood, and like, you know, there's the behind the scenes of editing, but there's also the behind the scenes of shooting. So, like, for example, when we have time to shoot a car, like lately, it's hard to get time to shoot a car just because we're we're literally back to back to back to back. There's no extra time to do anything. Let alone, like, people are like, you got to do your car. It's like, dude, literally, we are so tired. Come 6:30, I don't want to be here anymore. Okay, I'm done. But you know, we'll spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes on every car we do, whether we're shooting or not, just going over. It's like, what is going to happen, where are things going to go. So like for today, we have a Kia Soul in the install bay that showed up, and that's going to be there for the next couple days. And it's like, okay, where is all this stuff going to go? How is this going to go in? And if it was a video, it would be like, okay, what shots do we need to get? Where are you going to film from? What are you going to work on? What do we want to talk about? Does it make sense to talk about this? Is this important? Is that not important? Do we want to take it from this angle and just not even talk about the car, just talk about what we're doing? So there's a whole dialogue that happens before we start on the car. And then once we start on the car, then it's just go. You know, just go and get through the install, get all the shots that we need. And we're both really good at like listening to the other one, so that like if he needs to say something, I'll shut up. And when I need to say something, he'll shut up. And hopefully that doesn't affect the shot, because there's always two cameras rolling at the same time. And when you're editing, it's like it's like, oh crap, I was talking in the background. All right, well, can I bring that down and maybe we'll add a soundtrack, and then you won't know. And it's like, damn it. you know, and it's like the scene I'm talking in might be in part 4, and the scene he's talking in is part 2. You know, so it's like they can't hear this yet because, you know, when you stretch it out now over these, you know, multi-part videos, it's like it tells the story of this installation, but this is all actually happening, and it totally, like, this is going on, that's going on, we're flipping the scenes here. It's just like a normal movie where it's like, we're going to film scene 27, you know, part 4 now, and then we need this pickup piece, and then we'll put it here, and it's like, oh my God, you know, because it's not, we don't edit in chronological order, it's in shot order. Yeah,
I trip myself up with my own videos, so I can't even imagine having an account for somebody else.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you know, but there again, it's a nice thing about it. I mean, we've both been doing this long enough now to where it's like he knows exactly the shots he needs to get. He knows where to put the camera. He knows what angles he needs to hit. He'll try a new angle just to see if it works. You know, he knows what to say. He knows not to, you know, the other thing too is just talking to the camera. A lot of people like to, when you're talking to the camera, you'll say something and then you'll screw up and then you go all the way back to the beginning and start over. It's like, you don't have to do that. Please don't do that. Just go to where you screwed up, maybe 2 words in, and then just keep going. I'll fix it now. I'll fix it in post, bro. You know, I jump cut the hell out of this thing anyway. So, you know, I edit to sound. I don't edit to the video. You know, because that's the other thing. You train yourself to talk and do. You never talk unless you're doing, because people don't need to hear you talk. And if you're talking, like if you see me talking and I'm not doing something, I'm walking around and it's a POV shot where I'm going somewhere, because we're getting, it's a segue to get from here to here, but you have to hear this information so that you know what's coming next. When we teach people the classes on how to, the whole purpose, you know, we have 2 classes now. We have the digital business card, which kind of explains to dealers why they should be doing video instead of just putting up pictures on Instagram. And the second one we just did was how to edit, basics on how to edit. And, you know, the ideas that we try to get through them is that it's a story, whether it's a 2-minute video or a 5-minute or a 60-second commercial or whatever it is. There needs to be a beginning, a middle, and an end. And in our case, there's going to be a beginning, a middle, a to be continued, a beginning, a middle, a to be continued. You know, it's like, oh God.
That's the 5-star classic part 2. Like, dude,
God,
More coming.
Dean, come on, come on.
So do you offer those only to the manufacturers, like in the industry, or do you have something that people can actually sign up for and do, or what's up with that?
That was a Knowledge Fest thing that we did. We do have a video out there because the MEA, which is the company that puts on Knowledge Fest, Mobile Electronics Association, beginning of COVID last year, they asked us to come on and teach our class because they were like, hey, listen, we know we're going to be in this for a while. Maybe you guys should get a refresher course on why you should be doing videos, because like right now, the beginning of COVID was the perfect time to, like, because a lot of these guys were closed. It's like, listen, learn how to do a photo edit, learn how to do photo editing, learn how to do video editing. You don't have to get deep into this. As you know, it's like LumaFusion is like super simple to use. And you can just, you know, if you got footage from 2 cameras, 1 camera's an iPhone, it doesn't matter. You can bang out a video. So we went on and we did our class. And one of the videos we tell everyone to make, just the first one, the easiest one to make, because you can make it on your way to work, is how do I get to your store? How do I get to the store? So, you know, we like started a place in town that everybody knows. So we said, you know, we could start, you know, and then you just go here, we're in the Walmart parking lot. Join us as we take you to our store, you know, and you just time lapse them there. And you know, I was like, you put a picture of CarPlay up in the corner or Android Auto, and you let everyone see that it's available. So you can use it as an ad as well as, so it was one of those things where it's like, it was a great idea. And somebody goes, where can I see this video? And I was like, we've never shot the video because we're literally right across the street from Hooters #1. There isn't a person in the freaking Florida that doesn't know where the first Hooters is. Okay. It's a national landmark. It's where TNA and chicken wings started. You know, it's like the original Hooters. We're across the street. When you're eating there, you see our store, you know? And, so we had to go shoot the video. So I grabbed Haley and we went to a Barnes and Noble and we shot the video. And then we took you through so we did the whole thing. We basically took you, explained you what we're doing, brought it home, walked you through the edit. So that video does exist on our YouTube channel, where you can go and see how to edit or create, edit, and post the finished product of how to get to your store. Which, whether you're a car stereo guy or you sell lampshades for a living, it's one of the most important videos that you should have, because you're going to get a call from somebody that says, how do I get to your store? Not everyone knows how to use GPS, even though you can literally go, take me here. Some female name.
Me to your father.
Yeah. You know,
I'm going to make a video how to get to Derek's house. I bet I could get a lot of views off that one.
No, let's don't
you
do that.
totally get a lot of views.
No,
I know a couple guys' comments would be like, I'm going to Derek's house.
We had that location. It is not known to the public.
I mean, let's be honest. It's not like they can't find it. I mean,
true.
I mean, you know, the funny, and that's one of the things we laugh about all the time, is that, you know, when it comes to like most YouTubers, like you're not going to Mark's house, and you know, if you're going to see Steve, you better be prepared to see Steve. It's like, you know, Steve, I don't really think Steve wants people stopping by, because he's busy all the time. But that's not to say people don't stop by, but he doesn't really advertise where he's at. So, I mean, you'd have to find him. We get people that stop by all the time. You know, we're a business. You know, people will come by, and, you know, pre-COVID, we probably got a person a week that would stop by and want to get a picture with us, which is just like blows your mind, because it's like, I'm a car stereo installer, dude. I literally just put stuff in cars. I'm nobody special, but I am to them. And you know, and Fernando, and it was one of those moments, because Fernando he was like, I don't want to deal with this. And I was like, dude, you got to. And he's like, I don't want to deal with this, bro. And I'm like, I don't care. You have to deal with this. And I've told this story before, but it was the little kid that walked up to Fernando while he was working on the side of the car. And a little kid, the little funny little kid, probably 3 or 4 years old, goes, I don't like your videos. And Fernando's like, oh, why? He goes, I love your videos. And little friend, I mean, dude, he's as tall as a car. He's like 5'2", if that. And he jumps up, and I see his little head pop up, and I'm like, what the hell? He takes the kid over. We had lollipops at the time. He's giving the kid a lollipop. He's like, hey, give him a lollipop. He's giving him stickers and gave him a lanyard. And I'm like, this kid, I mean, seriously, slow down. The kid's like 5. He doesn't know what a lanyard's for. He's going to kill himself, you know? And it was that moment, though, that he realized that it's something more than just, you know, just two guys talking to a camera. There's people, fans, as it were, which I love, all of them. I think it's blows my mind, and I'm so appreciative of it. And but it took, you know, to me, I was already on board. I was like, listen, I understand that there's people that are vested in this, and I'm grateful for everyone that watches every minute of content we put out there, because it's like, I don't know why you found it interesting, but I'm glad you did, and I'm glad you watch it. So thank you. But he wasn't ready to accept that yet. And it was that kid that just like pushed him over the edge, and he was like, all right, I get it now. It was like, yeah, you know, so, but it's a weird thing. I mean, we were walking out of the plaza the other night, and this guy goes, hey, what's up, guys? Dude, I love your show. And we're like, thanks. Like, what?
That would be weird to me. That'd be very, very weird to me.
Dude, it was just some random guy walking into the vape shop. Never seen him. He's just like, he just saw us, and he was like, oh. And I was like, hey, you know. And Fernando's like, okay, let's run faster. Move faster.
Go quicker. You know, that's how I done Derek. I watched the videos. I was like, I'm going to this meetup, and I'm gonna make him be my best friend.
I've had friends do that before. I've had friends do that before. I had one friend for the longest time that was like, you know, I made you my friend, right? And I go, you did? He goes, yeah, I just never went away. And I was like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't even remember. You know, I was like,
it's a solid plan. It works. It works. For
oh
me.
yeah. I mean, I feel like anyone that hangs around long enough, you know, I mean, Uncle Bobby B, baby. I mean, it's like, you know, he's like, I'm picking you up at the airport. I go, no, I'm picking. Okay, you're picking us up at the airport. Relax. You know, it was like, you know, and everyone's like, you're going to let some dude you've never met pick you up? I'm like, what do I got to lose?
Yeah, this isn't 1990. We don't have to be afraid of the internet people no more.
Yeah, no, not at all. You know, but there again, the nicest guy in the world. You know, met his wife, met his daughter. We spent the whole day together. We drove all over LA, like you have a choice. You know, you know, and it was just great getting to know them. And it was like, to me, I love that. I love getting to know the fans. You know, I always will spend like, because a lot of times like the fans will be here and it's like somehow they wrangled their wife to let them come up and meet us. And so, you know, to me, it's like, all right, what are you guys doing today? You're in my town. What are you guys doing today? Where are you going? What are you going to go see? You know, and they're like, I don't know. I was like, okay, well, you know, because like we have Winter the Dolphin from that Dolphin Tales movies, like right down the street. You can go see that. Dunedin, where I live, we have like one of the best beaches in the world that is just like, no one goes there. So it's like, you can always, there's a causeway. So if you want to watch the sunset, you can only drive onto the causeway, park in front of the water and watch the sunset. It's the most beautiful place to watch the sunset. We have this restaurant chain here called Frenchie's, and you can go down to Clearwater Beach and there's like 4 of them on Clearwater Beach and they're all booked and crazy. But we have one on Dunedin Causeway. You can literally just drive right up, wait half hour and sit outside, listen to music. And it's beautiful, you know, and it's like, I'm going to give you where to go. What do you want to do? You know? And it's like, and they're just like, wow, I never thought of that. And it's like, yeah, I mean, we got, it's like, it's a beautiful place. I don't take advantage of any of that because I hate all that stuff. Like, I don't want to be part of that shit. Sand, sun, and water. Not my thing, bro. But, you know, when you guys are talking about, yeah, I'm on a vacation at the beach. I'm like, all right, y'all have fun. Y'all can stand in your couch all day long. I don't care.
That's why I threw in the Disney day. I was like, well, this is the only way we're going to get to hang out with Dean is if we go to Disney one day. I
mean, so I would hang out at the beach if you're like, we're going to the beach. I'll be like, all right, I'll meet you there. God damn it. And Haley would be like, I guess I'll, because Haley, dude, it's so funny. I'm trying to remember what video it was that we did. And, we're at the beach and she's like got her foot in the water. She's like, it's far enough. And I'm like, seriously? Really? You know, by the end of the vacation, we're walking in the moonlight and, we're just, we hear these idiots playing in the water, these stupid kids that don't understand the concept of sharks feeding at nighttime. And we're like, well, they're going to die. And we're just kind of walking. Yeah, had a good run. Made it to 12. Way to go. We're walking through the water and it's like we literally have our iPhones. It's like there's no moon. It's freaking hilarious. It's dark as hell. And the next thing you know, we're like, it's up to our knees. And we're like, we haven't gone out any deeper. What just happened? And I was like, all right, go, water, shore. Get out of this shit. And I'm like, she's going to have a panic attack. I'm like, secretly, I'm going to have one too because I'm like, I don't want to die. Man dies by fish? Come on, that's the stupidest thing ever.
I've heard so many stories about the people that live at the beach that never go. I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm a beach bum that lives 2.5 hours from the beach. So
that's why we don't live by the beach.
So
probably.
Funniest beach story. Hey, those that don't have always want. So when we got married, our honeymoon was in Maui. Okay, we have family in Maui, so slow it down. Yeah, exactly. We had family. We just had to get out there. We had a place to stay. So, anyways, they have the no. This is honeymoon money. It was like roll it tight, smoke it, make it last. Anyways,
DNF tool drawer's doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's long before DNF tool drawer. Anyways, so they have this thing called Big Beach and Little Beach, and Big Beach on Maui is like it's what it is. It's a big freaking beach. Everyone goes there, and so we're like, we got to go to Big Beach, and it's a trek to get there. I mean, it's the roads there are just they don't give about anybody or a suspension system or nothing. It's like, yeah, it's a road. No, it's not. It's potholes. It's literally potholes on the edge of the earth, and you're like, yeah, that's fine. You'll be okay. You'll be good. Just don't turn right. So we get to the beach, and we're like, wow. Man, the water's way over there. Huh. This sucks. So we like 10 feet onto the beach. There's some, the sawgrass crap. So we set our stuff up there. And we just kind of chill there for like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, what are we here for? This is the dumbest thing ever. Man, we just packed our shit up, threw it back in the car, and went on. I was like, screw this.
That's the most Dean story ever.
Yeah. I'll do one more Maui story because this was the dumbest thing I've ever done. Not really, but it was dumb for this. So we're on Lahaina it's Maui's shaped like the figure 8. All right. And one side of the island is called Lahaina, and past Lahaina is this area where there's all this lava action and just cliffs, and just it's the most beautiful place you've ever seen. And for a photographer, it's just like you literally can put your camera in any direction and get a gorgeous picture. And when we were there previously, we were there for like 5 minutes, and I was like, screw that, I need to go back. So when we got there, her aunt that we stay with works over on that side of the island. So I said, hey, can I ride with you to work in the morning, and then I'll just go up the street and take pictures? She, yeah, go ahead. So I got my camera, I got a bottle of water, and I take off. I get all the way there, and I stop a few times, take a couple pictures, and then I get to where I want to go, and I park my car. There's like places to park your car, and then you just walk. And so I'm walking, and it's literally like walking on the moon. Okay, it's that cool. It's all this lava, low flows. It's insanity. All right, and I'm just like, oh my god, so cool. Just like HDRs and cameras, and just next thing I know, it's like 2 or 3 hours later, and I got no water left. I have no idea where I parked my car. I'm in a ravine. I don't know where the hell I am. I'm like, there's no cell phone reception at all unless you walk to the cliff and kind of hang your phone over the side and be like, hey guys, I'm going to be late. I got to find the car, and and it's funny though, because these idiots are walking. There's tourists there too. They're just like walking around in flip flops, which it's lava rock. I'm like, you guys are dumb. Okay. These are the dumbest people on the face of the earth.
This is why I wear those toe shoes, just for this situation.
Well, yeah, because so I can crawl around on the lava rock. Duh. So, but the other thing was I didn't take a backpack, so I got my 5D in my hand. Okay, and and I'm like, I got one hand basically, because this hand is holding the camera. I got that little strap on that's like this, so it's clipped on there. So I figure my car is somewhere that way, but the only way to go that way is to crawl up the side of a mountain. So I'm like, that doesn't look too bad. Nah, that was dumb. As if, it was like, this was dumb to begin with. It just keeps getting dumber and dumber and dumber. And so here I am trying to like jump up to the next thing. I'm holding my camera like this, kind of like turning and doing this. And, finally get to the top, and I'm like, only to find out there's another mountain. I'm like, God damn it. So finally I get to the car, and I am like, just dying. And I find some, there's always these little places that are just on the side of the road that sell stuff. So I pull over and paid $10 for a thing of coconut water, which tasted absolutely like goat piss, but I did not care because I was dying. I was like, do you guys have water? We have coconut water.
I'll take it.
Like the total hemp hippies, yeah, they're hippies wearing hemp. Anyways, and I'm like, I don't care, whatever. And they're like, oh, we also have coconut ice cream. Now we're talking.
I'll take
$20 later. $20 later, I got a little tiny,
worth of
exactly, one of those little tiny thing of coconut ice cream with the wood spoon. I'm just like,
oh man.
Well, that's awesome, Dean. Well, look, we appreciate you taking the time out to join us tonight. It means a lot.
Thanks for having me
your busy
on.
Schedule and everything. It's awesome that you joined us, and
if you want to stay for after chat later, you can. If not,
it's up to you.
out.
It's up to you. Whatever you need to do, man. We're gonna bring Ed in.
I gotta go edit and all that crap. So, but I will be back tomorrow night.
All right, brother.
Yeah. One of your party.
Take care.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Man.
Yes,
Enjoy.
sir. Take care.
Congratulations.
All right, bye.
All right.
All right,
Now,
Mr. Ed. I
Mr.
see Ed is
Ed.
in the. Let's bring Ed in. Hey, Ed, can you hear us?
There he is.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey,
What's going on? Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, man.
Well, happy 100th episode. That is freaking amazing. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks. You're going to catch up to us, man. You've been doing one every day. What are you on, like 27, day 27?
Yeah, so now I forgot where I put the camera, so I got to look over there. I was looking at the microphone. Yeah, well, not every day. I missed today, but, it's catching up. I think it is like 26 or 27, somewhere around there. So, moving along.
How you enjoying that? I mean, I like I told Rob, I've caught a few of them on Facebook, and I didn't realize you had them on YouTube because that's generally where I watch stuff. Because Facebook, it makes me so mad when I'm watching a video, and then I
Yeah.
want to exit off of Facebook to do something else, and it just drops.
Oh, right,
You know,
right.
with YouTube, I've got the premium, so you can just keep playing it whatever you're doing. But
Yeah.
um,
Well,
yeah, so,
I did notice that a lot of people don't go on YouTube and want to see it through Facebook. So I got one of the multi-streaming platforms, and so I do both Facebook and YouTube. So it is on YouTube. It's a live video on YouTube, and I prefer YouTube. That's where we are, right? That's where we come from. But
Yeah.
it's all right doing both. It works.
works both. Yeah, as long as you can get your eyeballs and get your interest and all that stuff.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. It's not about ad revenue. It's just about just being able to do a daily update and talk to people, and
Hanging
just
out.
right, hanging out, staying active, all that.
Yeah, so tell us what's going on with Sparked. I know you guys got a big show coming up this weekend, I think, right? I saw you made an interesting contraption.
Yeah, well, I did see in the comments someone said they wished SPL shows were coming back, and they are. There's one this weekend in Virginia. It's the Team Deadly Hurts. It's a memorial show for Jeff Lockhart, and he was a guy. I was actually kind of friends with him too. He was into like demo type bass and SPL, and he passed away multiple years ago. So they've been having, this might be I don't think it's the 10th year, but maybe 8th or 9th. It's getting up there now, having a show every year. Of course, last year we couldn't have it. So this year we're going to have it, and we have a booth. We've had a booth for a few years. So I made a display back here for fannies. Has some of our other products on it too. But instead of going to the show and taking product out of the box and trying to wire it up on a tabletop, I decided to build an all-in-one thing ready to go with its own power source. Just have customers come up, push buttons, can demo the stuff right away. Like no setup time. There it is. It's pretty.
There you
right?
go.
Yeah.
So you don't have any stress of pre-show wiring and all that. You just pretty much take it out of the car and, hey,
Yeah.
it's ready to go.
Yeah. And I'm an SPL competitor, so my history is rebuilding things at the show. So I use that when we have a booth. I was, I'll do it in the hotel, or I'll do it the morning of, and then people are trying to come up and ask questions about the product while I'm sitting in the back of the car wiring up products and stuff, or even spraying. We make a switch panel here, and if you could see this, the labels are I engrave with the laser, but the laser doesn't make them that much contrast, so they're not highly visible. So then I go over and paint over the engraving to make it more visible. So one of our first shows where we were displaying these, I'm behind our tent, behind the booth, spraying them, and then I couldn't keep up because of all the people that wanted to talk. So I waited until someone wanted to buy one there, and I said, "All right, let me go around back," and I'm spray painting them. Right after they bought him, here you go. So I don't want to do that stuff anymore. So I got a stack of like 100 over there that I've been working on, and I'm working on more now. So we do handmade stuff. So I take these off the router, and then I sand the edges because I don't like the machined edge. I like giving them a sanded, almost looks like brushed aluminum. These are the switch panel plates. This is a DIN size, so very popular. And then so I made up like 100 of these, and right now, after you take them off the sander, this is HDPE, high density polyethylene, same stuff that they use like for soda bottles and cutting boards and stuff like that. The sander presses into the material and leaves an edge that then I take a razor blade and I just shave it off. And if I don't do that, it's not the end of the world, but someone might look at it and go, "Oh, there's a little like kind of a lip, like a burr on it." So I got 100 of these that I'm shaving off right now.
Gotta stay ready.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that Sparked Innovations fuse block, man. That, like, you guys have the coolest looking products, and nobody on the market is doing anything that looks that cool in a fuse block. Just saying.
Well, thank you. We do make a small wire fuse block. It has 12 channels. It's meant for like 15 amp fuses. We have a bunch of different fuses that come off of the main 8-gauge power wire, and then some that are like pass through. So it's like the fuse block you can use for wiring up lighting and DSPs and a lot of small stuff. For bigger stuff, people have commented and asked, and we have no plans to do that. We have a good partnership and relationship with Steve Mead, and he's doing fantastic on those. So we're not going to step on our partners' toes with stuff that they already offer, that they do a good job. So, I mean, our design language has also been copied. I won't name names, but here's a Dusty Fanny. And, you know, it's been 2 years almost. And, you know, someone kind of took the design language and made a fuse block, and that's all right. I guess we don't have a cosmetic patent on the design language, but yeah, we're doing our thing. We're going to expand more into electronic stuff and more advanced things. And the fuse block stuff, I mean, I appreciate everyone wanting them, but no plans of that yet.
Oh man, you just got to do a cut. So you get with Steve, you just do a cover over his. That'd be good enough. Just like you sell the custom cover to go on his blocks.
Yeah. Well, no, we talked about him doing an OEM for us. We don't know if we'll proceed. If we do, you know, it's when our focus allows us to. But it would just be like his version, but the outer shape more shaped like I don't have a relay box here handy, but here's the top to an old relay box.
Yeah.
And see the corners, we kind of do this angular thing here. And so that would be the idea, is that he would make his fuse block just in our footprint type shape to match
cool.
Our stuff. So maybe that may happen. We don't know.
Well, I assume you guys sell a lot to off-road people too, adding lights and such like that, because with the relay box.
Yeah, our relay boxes are our top sellers along with the switch panels. And since it's universal and you can lay out your own, we do custom stuff. So that's a 4-channel. Do I have any sitting up here? Actually, this is just the plate off of one, just the plastic, which houses 4 switches and 2 SMD meters. And we have the excess power voltmeters. See, there's purple. And we show that as examples for different things you can do. So sometimes people contact and say, hey, I got this meter, I got this switch, I got this knob, this device. Can you mount it in a switch panel? We go, yeah, we can do that. As long as you tell us the sizes or ship us the thing, then we do that. So we've done, someone had like a winch control for boats, because a lot of these materials are marine grade. This is actually called marine board. And we've done bilge pump control things, and all that. Whatever anyone wants, we'll do. Just because we don't stock it doesn't mean we can't do it. We have the 3 types of voltmeters and 1 type of switch, so that's what we do most of. But if someone has a larger switch, yeah, we'll do that too. There's the mirror, dusty, but that's rose gold mirror. So we don't usually stock this, but someone special ordered and they say, hey, I got this color I want to do, rose gold. And that's rose
nice.
Gold. So this was the drop. This was the messed up piece. So I kept this one.
Hey, Ed, what happened with Omi? Was he just, was he not selling good enough? And what happened with that?
Well, I'm starting to like duck my head every time people are asking that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
No.
all I got to say is, dude, when I look at the one that you brought here, every time I look at it, I'm like, that took time, effort, energy. Wow. Somebody put a lot of effort. I mean, there's no way a machine could have done hardly any of the work. I mean, you did obviously put a lot of time into it. So I could understand if it was a, cost versus reward type thing. Like, is it worth my time to do this? And if that's the case, I could understand. But something like that, I think you're just way undercharging for it. Honestly, if you ask me, I think it needed to be like 2.5 times what you asked.
And that was the thing. And the version you had, it did get better once we went into production and then had a version 2. But it was something where, we have a small team and I'm the only one that can sand the edges on these. You know, I tried it with the other guys and they just can't get the sander, the feel of it. It takes years of working with certain tools and materials to get that fine touch. And Omi didn't require necessarily fine touch, but there was plastic, 2 different types of plastic on there, the electronics part of it, and just the wiring of all the relays and stuff. I was the only one that could really fully do it. My brother could do it a little bit too, but he doesn't work with me anymore. So I'm the only one that could do it straight through. And I'm trying to develop new product, machine stuff for all this, assemble other things, help with shipment, doing a lot of things. And if it took me all day to build 2 of those, it didn't make sense. And sales wise, I think we were selling like 1 a month anyway. So it's why really continue with this? Just phase out the product.
That's a bummer. It's a great product, but I fully understand. Like I said, when I saw it and saw the obvious labor that went into it, I was like, man, for $70, whatever you were selling them for, I was like, there's no way he's making anything off that.
Yeah, and we did raise the price, but still, it just wasn't there. Maybe someday if I could revisit the design and change it to be more of an automated assembly process.
Right.
Then
have
we'll
some
bring
traces
it back.
built in or something, and use traces instead of wiring or something.
Yeah, if I can find a good solid state relay or MOSFETs instead of the big, we had those relays custom made for us, and that was the thing. Once we ran out of certain parts that we had made for us, it didn't make sense to reinvest a few $1,000s for a new batch of parts. So
along with that, how is the COVID shortnesses that are going on now? How is that affecting you? I know you guys make a lot of the panels and everything, but you still have switches and other things like that. I'm sure you get from overseas. So how has that been affecting you?
Well, the majority of our stuff comes from here, and like the plastic. This plastic is still stuff I had, the thin stuff for the switch panel. This is 1/4 inch, and I've had such a massive amount of this that I still have two sheets left, but the thicker stuff we use on other products, I haven't had for a month. We have it ordered. It was supposed to be here last week. Then it was supposed to be here Monday. Then it was supposed to be here Tuesday, and it's still not here. And their excuses are, oh, the supply chain this, supply chain that. And I think it's coming from Jersey, and I'm in Philly, so it's not even far away, but supply chain issues, I understand. I think maybe they're prioritizing larger customers over us. So if there's a certain batch of plastic and someone that spends $100,000 a year on it, they're going to be, yeah, we got your stuff. And I'm here, I want to order $1,000 of it. Like, you got to wait there, buddy. So, but that's the way it is. And we are running low on other things too, but we ordered in the fall enough to get us through the spring. And so we're only starting to run down now. So we're good, I guess.
That's good to hear, because that was a concern. I know you guys are, you're kind of on demand in some ways. And if you run up against that delivery issue of getting your product, then that can be a problem. But that's awesome, man. It's great to see, you guys are still rolling along and still making fun stuff. And, we're here to support you. I love your products. Everything that you guys make are top quality, and you're just an awesome dude too. You've been kind enough to join us here several times and fill in for me a few times as well. So we, make sure people check out Spartan Innovations, see the products, go buy some stuff. Hey, you can always use a relay box. Everybody needs a relay box.
You need switches, you need voltmeters. And we got new stuff coming out. Our fans, Fanny. I'm trying to finish a speed controller for fans, and it won't work with just Fanny, but any cooling fan that anyone got. Nice. Any fan. Only fans.
Ed's got switches for the women, the ladies.
16 switches.
That's right. That's right.
What do you say we bring Kip in and kind of go into our after show now?
Yeah, I say we do that. Ed, you're welcome to hang around if you want, or if you need to drop, that's cool too. Yeah. I mean, we understand this is your time, so it's completely up to you. I don't know if Kip is still there, Rob.
Well, if you want me to hang on the camera, I could do that. I set up here to do a little bit of work right here.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
There he is.
There he is.
Let me
Hey,
shout
Kip.
out this guy real quick. Rick Quattlebaum. Appreciate it. I just seen, I think Kylie came out of the ICU today, if I'm right.
Yes, I saw that too. That's
It's awesome.
awesome news.
That's awesome, man.
Congrats on that, Rick.
Speaking of that, I've designed the stickers for the old school SPL challenge. I showed them to D, got the stamp of approval. So maybe next week we'll talk about it more and how you can get one. So, and all the proceeds of that are going to the Kylie Strong Fund.
Hey, we got 99. Oh, 103 on the stream. It just jumped up. I was
man.
We got 99 problems. 99 people, no problems.
It's because Kip jumped back in.
It is because Kip joined us again. All this kicker fancy shiny stuff back there. But actually,
I don't know if that's it, but
we did have one other guest, but unfortunately he got trapped on a plane.
Yeah.
But we will have him back again. It's Craig from oldschoolcaraudio.au down in Australia. He was actually just landing in Perth, and he's Future Boy. So it's like 9:30 a.m. Thursday.
He's on a plane driving on the wrong side of a car.
Yeah, so I always ask him, how Santa Claus was, because he always knows everything before it, comes to us. He's like Future Boy. So
did they do Santa Claus down there?
I don't know, but unfortunately, he can't give me the lottery numbers. I ask him every time, but he doesn't know. Or he doesn't know who wins the Super Bowl before they win. So I can't figure it out. He lives in the future, but how does he not know this stuff? Boggles my mind.
Rick said, yes, sir. So, chat room, if you guys got questions, man, shoot them, fire them. This is the time now.
Shoot them and fire them.
Yeah. I guess those are pretty aggressive words. I could have said it another way. Give us your questions, please.
I don't know that if we
Where
missed. I think we missed. We missed one of the super chats, but
I think we might have.
It was Dean. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't Dean. It was when Dean was going on. I didn't want to break into the screen with super chat.
Hey guys, I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
I do see a lot of comments asking if Steve Mead's ever going to be on. Have you ever talked to him about it?
I have, and he was close at one time of coming, but Steve likes to do his own thing.
Yeah.
And I respect that. And I understand.
He's also in bed around this time of night. So.
Right. He goes, I mean, he's up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but he's got an open welcome to come join us whenever. But yeah, he's just not into
He's been in the chat before.
He has, and he did.
Awesome.
He usually does new interviews either, but he did one with gosh, what was that guy's name? He's from, what was it, caraudio.uk or something? I'm trying to think of his. I can see his face right now. I just can't think of his name. But the guy grabbed him after either SEMA or CES, and they were sitting on one of the couches, like in the hotel lobby. And he just did like a real quick interview of. You could tell Steve wasn't comfortable, but he did a great job. So I think he's just. I don't know. He likes to control the kind of the narrative thing, and I could understand maybe getting asked a question that you don't want to answer is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I told him, like, look, dude, I'll give you all the questions beforehand. I'm not going to ask you anything.
Yeah,
you
just
don't
tell him
wanna
I won't be on, so there's no wild card. And
That's all good. No, but he's he got another laser delivered. I think yesterday or something this week.
Yeah.
So
he got
he's
like 3 new machines. He's
just-
got the dopest workshop. Dude, I would kill. I mean, I don't know how to run half those machines, but I would definitely learn how to run those machines.
We need to go work for him for a couple months just to learn how to do that.
Be an apprentice. There you go.
There you go. Has the show gotten easier or harder along the way?
Oh, it's easier, I'd say. Way
Yeah,
easier.
easier. It's kind of like Dean said, though, with content, right? I mean, it gets difficult at times for Rob and I to think about what we want to do. And I know Kip asks every week, in their show, they try to line up a few in advance and ask people, hey, what do you guys want to see type thing. So we're up for that, too. You guys tell us what you want to see here.
To tie into that, what I've found is that even if we cover a topic, we still get people, I guess it's the new phrase for 2021, we get people who want to circle back and they want to touch that topic again. So even though, we touch on it, whether it's just on the surface or go a little bit deeper, I don't know if people want us to cover what we did again, or if they're looking to go a little bit deeper, but it's like a topic doesn't just check the box and go away. It's almost like we could come back to it in 4 to 6 weeks and touch on it again. Whether it's for the person who wants to know more, or maybe it's a new viewer, I don't know, but we definitely struggle with that here in the studio. We sit down once a month and we try to plan out 30 days in advance so that graphic artists and everyone can plan everything for our show and the assets we need. But it's certainly, we sit here scratching our heads sometimes going, okay, well, we already talked about that. Maybe we can find another way to come around and tie another subject into that so we do cover that, but it's not just that again. So I don't.
Yeah, me and Derek talk about that as well, because we cover it so broadly in some of the earlier things. I think there are topics we can definitely dive into with our limited amount of knowledge, that is.
Ed, how do you decide what you're going to stream about every day? You just kind of figure it out in the morning before you go, or do you have any kind of a plan?
Well, I actually covered this on the show. And the thing I do with that stream is it's not always car audio, although because car audio is my biggest hobby, I seem to find a way to put it. So I might talk about astronomy, and somehow I relate that to car audio. But most of the time, I think about the topic as I'm writing the title, ready to start the show.
That's funny.
And it works for that format, that it's just about me rambling and people asking questions. And, if it needs to be more structured, my edited videos, I'll definitely think about that ahead of time and plan it for that topic.
Yeah.
But when, along with what Kip was saying, I've covered things. I've made an entire video to cover one topic. And then during another video, someone will comment asking the same questions I covered in 2 videos before.
Yeah.
So they either miss it, or they want it more elaborated on further, or it's a new viewer. I don't know, but it does help sometimes to cover the same topic in different ways, maybe. Right.
I agree, because I sometimes glaze over the amp testing process, assuming that people have seen it. But no, a lot of people say, well, how do I know you tuned the amp? Where do you have the gain set? Is usually what they ask.
Right.
I'm like, I've matched it to my head unit. How do you think I have it set? But you're right. You cannot really assume that everybody, is following you the whole time. Like, it could be a new person, but there again, I try not to repeat myself too much with the same content, because then it's like the people who see it are, oh God, I've got to watch this, him tune an amp again.
Right.
But I guess there's a happy medium between showing too much repeats and then showing enough where people get it.
I'm ready to see Ed do some of that retro gaming. If I had time, dude, I would totally start a Twitch channel and do just the old NES Classic, SNES Classic games.
Oh yeah,
that'd be my jam.
I thought Nintendo was cracking down on some of that stuff. They allow you to actually do gaming. No,
they've been opening up. They're opening up and doing it more.
Oh, good.
Oh.
For the first time, they started paying people, I believe, to do stuff.
That is just, to me, such a no-brainer. Yeah. Why would they even block people from doing that? It's like people, it drives me crazy when
it's Disney used to be the same way.
Yes.
Copyright protection, like super hardcore on everything.
Yeah, like what was it, the movie industry when the VHS tape came out? They're like, oh, we cannot do this. They can't rent a VHS tape because that's stealing money from us. And that's why they were charging $99 for a VHS tape.
Yeah. Oh, you watched the Blockbuster thing on Netflix?
I knew that story before that, but that was a very good episode. Yeah. Anybody who hasn't seen the last Blockbuster on Netflix, isn't it ironic that it's on Netflix? The last Blockbuster is on Netflix.
They cover it a little bit.
They do.
Yeah.
It's funny when they say, oh, Netflix didn't run Blockbuster out. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, right.
You guys can say whatever you want to say. I know it was bad management, but come on.
Yeah.
Netflix ate Blockbuster's lunch.
Yep. That's funny. Well, it's sad, but it's funny. But sad but true.
Well, and this is something they mentioned in the video, and this is something I'm curious what you guys think. They talked about, how, of course, I've got a younger daughter now who, guess what she's big into? Turntables, records. And I'm wondering, or have we reached the time yet, or has it not been far enough where we've come to that part where things circle back around? Because they talk about that in the episode. They say, not going to the video store, you're not getting the experience of going in, seeing other people, talking to people who work there, talk to somebody who knows what you like. There is an experience that we're missing out just by clicking a button to watch a stream. So do you guys think that somebody could be smart enough to have a video store, whether it's a rental, whatever kind, but integrate some of the 80s stuff, like maybe some stand-up video games, maybe some other stuff that would be just fun so you could go to it? Do you think there's a way for a store like that to make it now, or do you think there's just no way?
I do have thoughts on that. Kip can go.
Go
You can-
first.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
If it happens, it's not going to be widespread. There is a retro record store near me on the strip near my house, and that's been a big popular thing for a while. But it's not going to be a chain. It's not going to be like Blockbuster was. There's only, you go in that store and there's like 2 or 3 people at a time, you know? So it could be something like that. Technology limiting, VHS tapes degrade over time. So maybe DVD, which discs also degrade over a long period of time. Who knows? But as a cool retro thing, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think if you look at specifically, since you said records, and that's what I'm going to focus on, and I may have my facts incorrect here, so I apologize, but it's been a few years back where LP sales actually exceeded CD sales. I mean, it came back up and it exceeded CDs. And now, obviously, in today's world, everything has moved to a streaming format. I am still that one guy. I mean, I used to buy CDs and still do. You just can't buy them in the real world anymore. I have to order them online. But I buy my own CDs and I rip them at full lossless quality, and then I throw them on my phone or my media device, however I want to listen to them. So you take a guy like me, as I remember the transition from, it was a little before my time, but I did install a 4-track player. But if you look at 8-track and then you look at cassette and then you look at CD, every one of those was a major improvement in how a consumer could get good audio in their hands to listen whenever they want, wherever they want. And then it's kind of funny, you look back, I remember my original, when I looked at my Atari 2600 and I looked at the game cartridges, I thought to myself back then as a kid, I was like, it's going to be really cool when they put CDs on cartridges. And so it's not even any spinning parts, it's just reading the data off of a memory chip. And SanDisk and a few people tried that for a very short time. They brought music out on micro SD cards or SD cards, and I think it lived for all of about 30 seconds out in the real world, because streaming has become such a thing where you take someone like me who will dump $20, $30, $40, $50 a month on a couple compact discs, which when I first started buying compact discs, $50 bought you 2 if you were lucky. And that price has come way down over the years. But now for $10 to $20 a month, you can stream just about anything you want. And then you get into the argument about quality. I can have that argument. I use Amazon Prime. I'm an Amazon Prime customer myself. I'm a Tidal customer myself. There's a right time that I use those, but I also buy compact discs. What a person like me wants is I want full studio resolution 2496 available to me. That's what I want. And I want a device that I can use in my home and my car, that if I could stream 2496 and play back easily without investing $1,300 in a playback device, I'm on board. Because I want to go to the next step. And MP3s are they more convenient? Yes. Are they better than compact disc? Absolutely not. It's the first time in the audio stepping path that technology didn't give us something that was better. Technology gave us something that was cheaper and more convenient and easier to control with, all of your copy protections and things they could throw in and originally did in the beginning. So for me, I think if you look at all of it, I think 2496's future is never going to be on a hard-based medium. It's going to be a streaming format. So someone like me who's into that, that's where I'll go. But at the same time, someone like me, I would appreciate and I have a respect for going into a store that caters to vinyl. I don't think anything else would appeal to me, but I would have that because it's more than just buying the music on a vinyl. It's the whole experience. It's the artwork, all the lyrics that often come on board. It's everything. It's meeting other people in there. Hey, have you listened to this? No, man. Hey, come check this out. And I think vinyl has a chance in spotty places to do that because vinyl has been selling well. But as far as any other digital medium, I think it's dead. And I say that as a person who buys compact discs.
Well, yeah, and not only that, but the movies. I mean, even the DVDs and Blu-rays and 4K UHD disc. If you go to any of the stores, of course, Walmart has a very small section, but like Best Buy, they've knocked down the amount that they carry. You can still get them online, but I think they're trying to phase the physical media out because think about it. You know, even if you buy a movie off of Amazon, you're not really buying that movie, right? You're buying the rights to play the movie. So at any time in the future, Amazon can say, yeah, you don't really own the rights to this anymore. We're pulling it away. So they can't come to your house and take away your disc.
Yeah.
Unless you're making copies and getting in trouble. Ultraviolet, exactly. That's a perfect example of that.
Well, you know, as he alluded to, obviously, even over time, compact discs exposed to UV can degrade. I mean, you can have rot. I've started buying compact discs back in mid-'80s. It's whenever they first came out, 84, 85.
84, yeah.
Used a D7, if I remember right. That was the model number for a Walkman. It was my first portable player. And I've got some compact discs from that era that, depending on the player I put them in, they won't play. And if I pick the disc up and look at it through light, I can almost see through it. The aluminum substrate or layer has just degraded over time. So I keep all my compact discs in a cool room that has no natural light in it to try to keep them preserved, because I have a substantial collection of compact discs.
Well, you know, experience is a nostalgia thing. We as customers have accident, favor, and convenience, and I've said that many times. And I'll borrow a line from our buddy JDR. It says, "I've got thousands of dollars of stereo equipment in my car to listen to podcasts," and that is pretty much the only thing I do. I get in a mood where I just want to jam out sometimes, but mostly 90% of the times listening to podcasts on very expensive.
He listens to Christina Aguilera.
Hey man. Who doesn't?
Taylor Swift.
Who doesn't have a
No
thing
one's
for
judging.
Christina Aguilera?
No one's judging.
7 Rings.
Oh yeah.
No.
Hey, you know what though? I'm gonna put an NES in my car because talk about like the nostalgia of physical media. You know, compact disc. You go to the CD store. You buy it. You open it up. You have the album, the inner cover with maybe lyrics, and I guess vinyl was the same way. That's a little bit before my time, but it would be the same way. You have artwork on there. Now, for me with the video games, I've covered this on my channel a little bit. Buying a video game, now it's download. But I remember getting those Nintendo cartridges, and you had, most of the time it's horrible box art, but you had some box art. You open the plastic, you could smell it, you have the manual. And thankfully, there are people out there, independents and some companies, making new games for Nintendo, for old Ataris, for Sega Genesis. And there's even a few people releasing albums. They've been able to find a way to program almost CD quality audio with full audio spectrum, full instrumentation, and release an album on a Nintendo cartridge. And so I'm going to put a Nintendo in my car to be able to play those full musical albums through a Nintendo, through my system.
That's cool.
That's
Now,
gonna be dope.
are you have to blow on the cartridge before you put it in there?
Yeah.
You put it in a freezer. You don't have to blow on it. You can just throw it in a freezer as well.
No, I got a trick for that, and I did cover it. We never had blowing on it. Actually, made it worse.
It
Yeah.
does. That's the whole kicker. Yeah.
It was the faulty lockout chip, and you can disable that. You cut the ground on the chip in the NES on the motherboard, and it solves that issue. So, it's fun. But I like that the nostalgia, like you were saying, and getting that physical cartridge. Mm-hmm. I think there's always going to be a small group of people that want that. So there probably is a place in our society for stores where people can walk in and get that nostalgia also from walking down an aisle and seeing the posters on the wall and the look of a cartridge box, or if it's VHS or DVD or CD, whatever it is, and being able to look at it and say, I want this, and maybe you should open up a store if you ever get a chance, and it'll it seems like something that may exist in Portland, I would say, but I've never been to Portland.
Yeah, definitely sound Portlandia.
Yeah.
They,
Derek,
they. Go ahead, Kip.
what I was going to say is I'm completely on board with what Derek had to say. Is even though I'm part of the streaming generation, and I'll stream a movie off of Amazon Prime, I'll stream a movie off Netflix. But if it's something that I'm going to watch over and over, or I do want the best experience, because 4K streaming is not the same thing as 4K off a UHD Blu-ray. It's not. I've done the comparison. You can find the banding, you can find the issues, and if you're cursed or blessed like me to be an audiophile and a videophile, we look at the problems, and what we want to experience is a non-problem viewing. So I still buy everything on UHD, Blu-rays, 4K. I still buy compact disc, but I also stream. But what you said is so solid, I can't. And that when you said it, it's like you're in my head. If I have the disc, you can never take it away from me. I mean, I can pick it up and watch it whenever. If the internet's down, I can watch it. If you remove my rights to stream it, I can still watch it. I physically own that disc, and I can watch it or listen to it when I want. If I buy digital media, I'm at the whim of the person who's told me I've bought it. And really, like you said, all I've bought's a license, and when they want to take it away, I've got no recourse. And so I buy a lot of media. I stream a lot of media that I want to watch, but I don't really have a vested interest in watching again.
Yeah, we had an internet outage. It's not honestly the first one since COVID hit, which was pretty amazing. But it was on a Friday, literally right when I signed out of work, 4 o'clock on a Friday, and our internet was down until about noon on Saturday. So Friday night, my kids were like, "Wow, we're glad that you've got these discs, because we played everything, locally right here, but." They were, on their devices. There was no YouTube. There was no Netflix. There was no nothing. So if you want to watch something, we got one disc player. It's down here, and you got to come down here and watch it. So we did that as a family, which was kind of cool because it took you back a little bit, Instead of everybody being in their own little corner, we got together
If that happens around here, we've got a selection of things to watch. We're going to be watching Gone in 60 Seconds, Fast and Furious, all of them probably. There's a few others. We don't have a lot, but we got the classics.
You got the ones that matter.
Good.
Yeah,
That's good enough. Good enough to get you by. Well, geez, guys, we've been going here for coming up on 2 hours. Let's see if there's any questions in the chat.
Yeah.
But
I have a YouTube suggestion for people that are into retro gaming, retro games. If you haven't watched the Gaming Historian on YouTube,
yes, he's
Dude,
good.
I've watched his episodes like twice.
I got a couple other favorite ones, and Ed may have seen these too, but they're not specific to video games. But the 8-bit guy does good videos, and also Techmoan. He does a lot of retro, just everything. Like it's everything from the CD player that Kip was just talking about. He showed that off. He showed off so much of the stuff that I've never seen, like the Edison roll, that the little wax wheel that spins around, everything. This guy gets his hands on everything. But Techmoan, if you haven't seen him, he does great videos.
If you don't mind, Derek, can I chime in real quick?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's been a question come through the feed a few times, and without calling out anyone in particular, I'm just going to go ahead, if you don't mind, address it. Some people have asked about coming to the headquarters here and actually being able to tour or see the place. So just so everyone knows, obviously COVID's changed a lot of things. Last year was I like to call the ultimate train wreck. Glad it's over. I'll be glad when 2021 keeps pulling away from it. As a company, our museum at the front is open. We're still, the city of Stillwater still has a mask mandate, so if you come into the facility, you do need a mask to enter the facility, and you can visit the museum in the front. But as far as scheduling or trying to get a tour of the whole building, we've kind of cut that off right now. I would guess that probably mid-year, so I'm saying June, July, check back in with us and ask those type of questions. The kind of what we're seeing from local government and everything, and how we feel about it, we're kind of gauging it, but we'll open up to that possibility a little bit later on down the road. But just right now, if you want to come see the museum, you can. But as far as coming through the rest of the building, it's very restricted and limited right now. And it's just, no matter what your personal stance on it is, the reality is that as a corporation, we have to do everything we can to protect our employees and protect the people who visit, no matter how you feel about the whole COVID situation. So right now, that's where we sit. So just an update for everyone who's asking.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, when it opens up, let me know. I'll take a day off work.
Absolutely.
I'll come be on
I'm
the
ready to
Kicker
come
Live
back.
show live.
Ready to come back for V2. See if we can
ready
make
to go out to
that
breakfast.
glass in the front flex
Yeah.
a little bit more, Kip. That 2 inches
Wait,
of flex wasn't quite enough.
Wait till we pull all those out and put in L7Xs.
I can imagine that your neighbors up the street are really not going to like you when I come and you have that done.
And speaking of shows, while we're talking about it, before we sign out, is anybody going to SQology in the chat? If you are, you're bringing a vehicle. I want to hear it. I'll be there. It's in Frisco, Texas. I'll only be there Saturday, not Sunday. But yeah, I want to check out your ride, see what it sounds like.
And obviously, Ed's going to be at TDH. And what part of Virginia is that, Ed?
Spotsylvania, so it's southeastern Virginia.
Okay. So yeah, if anybody's in the area there, make sure you check out TDH. Go see Mr. Ed. Check out his products.
Oh, yeah.
Buy some stuff.
Buy this one.
There you go. He's making it custom for you right now.
There we go.
Talk edition
on the show. Well, look, guys, we do appreciate you guys taking the time out of your schedules to join us, and 100 episodes is a big deal to us, and we owe a lot of all that to you guys. Sorry, I had to put Ed on mute.
Classic.
That was classic. But seriously, though, we do thank you guys for joining us, and for not only tonight, but in the past when you've joined us. It's been awesome. So we look forward to working with you guys more in the future.
Yeah,
and we'll
for sure.
we'll have Craig on again when he's available, since he wasn't able to make it tonight. So
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, Ed, and I'm gonna film it. So
cool. Well, I'm gonna let us go out with the Dick Riculus segment. So we're just gonna play that again, and we're gonna be gone. So thanks, guys. We will catch you next week.
Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Good night.
Night.
Good evening, friends. Dick Riculus here, reporting live for WBIGD TV with a hot story today. Today, 12 Volt Talk will go live with their 100th episode. That's almost as many episodes as Kip has fancy words. Middler, Schmedium, etc. Let's talk about the top 10 ridiculous things going on here. 1, they have 99 episodes and not one problem. 2, that Hi-Fi Vega guy just bought up all the retro stickers on eBay. With all the other shortages going on right now, this is not what we need. 3, this big dummy character confuses me with this Big D Wiz artist formerly known as Old School Stereo, Wheelie Williston Audio Labs. When the heck do we call him? Also, why won't he test my amp? 4, this mate, Craig down in Australia, has the coolest shop, best videos on YouTube, and less subscribers than Joe's VCR repair tutorials. Subscribe and watch his videos, people. They're the best. Give the guy a thumbs up. Watch his videos. Do it for Dick Riculus. 5, Ed Lester from Spartan Innovations is one of the most creative cats I've ever seen with the coolest products. How does he still have anything in stock? I don't know. You need to check sparkedinnovations.com and find out. Buy some stuff. 6, Kip from Kicker has the best stage presence, shy of Dick Riculus, of any associate marketing director I've ever seen. I'm not sure if this guy needs to be in the movies or if he needs to run for president 2024. Kip 2024! 7, Dean and Fernando from 5-Star Car Stereo produced so many videos, they actually got a call from YouTube asking them to chill a little. Can't we just ask the people who upload all the cat videos to chill? I mean, we need more car stereo. We don't need more cats. 8, I don't understand why it is so important to have a telephone connector on an amplifier. Who are you guys calling anyway?
You big dummy.
9, after all of these podcasts and readily available information out there, some of these manufacturers are still misleading customers with their power ratings.
Wait, 21 gigawatts! What the hell is a gigawatt?
Sending them down the path of destruction. Do they think we're going to just let them get by with this? No, sirree. Dick Riculus here on the scene. Number 10. There is no number 10. You didn't think this list was ridiculous? All right, folks, it's Wednesday night. Let's get on with the show. Welcome to 12 Volt Talk. Dick Riculus out.